going on in the world, but
We're
we're back.
back.
Facebook, thanks
We've been
Instagram, yes. So we're about to transition over to the fact that hold on, Leo has something
Man,
before.
because I
Hold on.
think, oh, I know we got some other stuff to go over too, but I
No,
think
go
we just need
ahead.
to sit here for like three,
Okay.
maybe 3 to 5 more minutes,
3 to 5.
if we can, 3 to 5, 3 to
What you
5.
got? What you got, Leo?
Yes.
So, I read the word spiritual man,
Yeah.
but I think of when I was a child, I spoke as a child, and I understood as a child. But when I became a man, that's
Put
universal.
away
I put away childish things. So it
Behaviors.
seems as if
Thought
we're getting
process.
into our adulthood and we're not dealing with our childhood hurt traumas
Yeah.
and certain stuff we went through. We're not getting the proper assistance.
Yeah.
And then how can we be any good to those we're raising up? And then when you said something about we're, I'm paraphrasing, we're having children out of our pain place and having a great time, and now a child is here, and now can't co-parent well. The man is mad at the female's mad at the man. The child is impacted by that.
Yeah.
There's no accountability, and just not getting proper. Because we see it.
We see it,
with
right?
children in the
I see it
neighborhoods, in
too.
our communities,
Yeah.
in our schools. Yeah.
Offices,
Yeah.
because you can watch them even come in, and you can watch a child just spin. Because Dr. Ada has a play place in her office, right? And she can hear and see all of the different things that happen, just like we hear and see it in a classroom a little bit differently. She gets to hear it while working, right?
Yes.
So just almost identical, I'm going to say, to when you walk through the store and you hear a parent engage with their child.
And it's like,
Right, and that's, you see how she snapped that good old neck.
I
Yes.
cannot wait to ask questions
That
because
look.
this very thing happened over the last 2 days. Right?
Okay.
Had a kiddo I'm working on, one parent, and kiddo comes in to watch, and he's in a completely different mood, slump. And so I'm working on parent, and I look over to kiddo and I said, "What's going on?" And he was like, "Not feeling good. No, what's going on?" And the mom in me, right, but the emotional person in me, what happened at school today? Did somebody hurt
I
you?
love that.
Yes.
Come on.
Was it physical or mental? Both. And parent that's laying there is just like, no.
No engagement.
And so I'm pulling all of this stuff out of the kiddo. Come to find out, there's some bullying going on. His supposed best friend is not treating him well, and parent has no reaction to what the child is saying. No, oh my gosh, thank you for saying this. We need to get to the bottom of this. And in fact, it was almost a dismissal of what his child was saying.
And the parent normalized it.
Normalized
What's
it.
abnormal has become normal. Like that's just what he does.
And I told the little dude, I said, just so you know, a good friend would never do that to you. He looked at me like, oh, I gave him a hug.
Come on,
The
Dr.
very
Ada.
next day,
Yeah.
and I noticed his behavior was just not himself. The very next day, he comes in with the other parent, and I said, "Hey, parent, I need to discuss this with you." And she says, "Oh my gosh, my former partner didn't discuss this at all with me." And I said, "This is something that you need to handle." And I noticed the same kiddo's behavior was completely, it was even worse than it was the other day. I mean, he was actually beating up his other brother in the kids' room. So the behavior escalated because it was not dealt with by the parent. And and I just felt so bad. It was basically throwing a nugget to the first parent saying, "Hey, this is why your child is not behaving properly. He just told us what was happening, but because of his inability to handle his own emotions and childlike behavior and responses, he then didn't address it with his child, and the child got worse."
And that's what continues to happen. And then it pours over into a classroom.
Yes.
And then we attempt to have those conversations. So at least you get to have the parent right there. And you know that we're sending messages and phone calls.
With no response.
With no response oftentimes. And again, because it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
It's really, and we know it's hard. We know it's hard. This is why we're giving you this. This is why we're here. You can always call us. You can call Education Inside Out, 910-541-4121. Shoot us an email through the website. Go to eduinsideout.org. And you can get connected because we know how to talk through these things. we're talking about things that not because we think about it, but because we know about it. We experience it,
Every day.
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we get so, I want to say excited. It's not really
Passionate about it.
passionate
Yeah.
about these topics because we're here for you.
Yeah.
We want to help you ensure the success of your children. It is not your child's teacher's job.
Mm. I'm just gonna get at that. What?
Ooh,
Please-
you
please
about to
expand
get that
on
point.
that.
Leo, you can join me.
I got you. Go ahead with it.
It's not your child's teacher. We are in locos parentis, which is Latin for in place of parent
Mm-hmm.
while they're at school.
However.
Okay, so we make sure they don't get hurt. We make sure that they eat according to the laws, and we teach them. However, it's important. You're making people dizzy. It's important for you
Mm.
to play your part. Leo identified it as kind of a pie.
Yeah.
He broke it down during one of our recordings as a pie
Mm-hmm.
of the teacher's part,
Yeah.
the parent's part, and the child's part.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sat in a meeting last week and a teacher said, and I loved hearing her say this. I was acting as an advocate, and she said, "I tell my students that it's my job to teach, and their job is to be a student.
Yeah.
Their job
I love
is to learn.
I love
Their
it.
job is to show up, to pay attention,
I love
to learn. Not to do my job,
Mm.
not to discipline, not to reprimand, not to fuss at other kids. That's not their job. Their job is simply to show up,
Mm.
to pay attention, and to learn. Parents, your job is to train up your child in the way they should go.
Come
Yeah.
on.
That is your job. I talked about the video from earlier about the parents making sure that the child understood. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, you can't leave out 4. You cannot talk back to teachers. Sometimes I say to children, "Is that what you do at home?" And the sad part is, I have to accept that the answer is actually yes.
Mm.
Would your mom allow that from you at home? Is what I think. And then I realize, ooh,
You probably are.
and they want to answer, but they also respect and love you so much, no matter your inattention.
Yeah.
No matter that. They love and respect you so much because your name is mom or dad. No matter the issues that you have, they still cover you.
Mm.
That's not even their responsibility. But they still cover you. Your mom let you put your feet on the table? And they just quietly take their feet down because they're wondering, according to her face, apparently this is not the right thing I should be doing.
Probably should not be doing
Right?
that.
But they don't answer.
Yeah.
Which says, apparently, at my mama's house, I can
Mm-hmm.
put my feet in these different spaces with my shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you eating then?
Mm.
You left this mess in our classroom? Does your mom or dad or whomever allow for you to do this at home?
Mm.
The answer may be yes, and that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And I say these things, I'm not trying to come for you and dog you out and talk to you like you just don't know what you're doing. No, I just want to make you aware.
What's going on? Now, can we talk about how these behaviors could have started, right? Because I know in the research that you helped us gather, as far as parenting styles, I found it fascinating because even though as a practitioner and a new mom, it's like duh. But let's talk about these things. Most people don't realize that a difficult pregnancy or delivery,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a pediatric chiropractor,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm always talking to moms, asking, you know, especially with mental health, how are you doing? What are your food cravings? How's home life? Do you feel like you have help? Do you feel like you have support? Because as a mother, you have no idea how important the state of your being is and its relation to an unborn child. They take on the stress.
Wow.
They take on the happiness. They take on your fears. They take on so many things because emotions cross that blood-brain barrier, right? And so if the child, you know, from day one has already been, you know, pretty, I don't want to say terrible, but challenging.
Challenging is the
right?
word. Mm-hmm. Challenging is the
There's
word.
something to that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I see it all the time. I can tell the moms that are very calm, very peaceful. They've got a similarly stable household, and their child is just so calm and peaceful. And I have to say, is this their normal disposition? They're like, yes. And so you can tell the difference between a mom who's stressed, maybe a single mom, didn't come from a healthy background herself, and then continuing that with her pregnancy, and you see that cycle happening. So if you are a parent and you see that within your child, think about, oh gosh, what was it like for them in utero?
Mm-hmm.
Can I unwind that? Yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about inadequate support from friends and family? If you're the only one doing the thing, your child sees you as both the lovey-dovey and the authoritarian, and no one else. So how are they supposed to respect authority from anyone else? I only listen to my mama. I don't know who you are.
You have to set that up. That's that training.
Yeah.
That's that take them out into the world and teach them. Take them to a park. Take them to an event.
Be respectful. Hold the door open. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Or however you want to train your child to respond to elders or other people. It's up to you as the parent to set that example and standard.
It is. You gotta be in. If you're not present, I have watched, y'all, in 2 different cities. I happened to be at a community center, and I watched parents drop off children and drive away. Drop them off for an event and leave.
Not walking in, no inspecting the situation.
You don't even know what's going on. You don't know who's in there.
Did they at least watch their child walk into the building?
I guess the second one did. The first one I don't remember because I stopped paying. I was, I get displeased sometimes about some things, and I just look at the human in the vehicle behind the steering wheel with a smile, and behind that smile is so many question marks. Like, what are you doing?
Why?
Why? Yeah, the why. Y'all see the why? Like, what's and whys are always. I'm always thinking it, and I'm not. And I keep saying I'm not trying to come for you, but. I mean, I'm sure it probably sounds like we are. You might feel some type of way.
But it's acknowledging things that are happening.
That's it. Because apparently up until now, it hasn't been identified or acknowledged.
No.
Or it has in your quiet time. Because I think you get the phone calls, you get the text messages, the emails, the reminds, what do they call them, those dojo things? Yeah. You get all of that information. You get it. You get the dings. You may turn off your notifications. You may fuss it. Let me tell you, listen. They get home. Why your teacher sent me a message? Why you did, Mom, it was just this, and I didn't do that, and this, and then you turn around and they done flipped you, and now you mad at the teacher.
That happens a lot, right?
It does. And then you call us, and you mad at us, even though they the ones that told. And then you be like, oh man, he told me or she told me this and that. Yeah, they did. Because they knew what you are good at is being on their side. And they know that.
No one wants to know that your child is being that kid. But sometimes your child is that kid. So what are you going to do about it?
What you going to do? What you going to do? What are you going to do? Listen, here's one thing. Let me go ahead and give you, because we're going to wind down here. Let me give you something. We talked about all of the things. We always talk about all the things, and then we give you nuggets of things that you can do.
Yeah.
Spend time with your child.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
You got to set aside that phone for sure. We talked about that a long time ago. Put your phone down. Oh my goodness, I watched that happen so much. Oh my goodness, so many videos. And y'all, if you do the research that we're doing, the videos and things, just watching, y'all sitting out to eat, especially if you only have one child. And apparently they don't pay you enough attention because you just pick up your phone and they're eating and they're going, Mom, this and that, or Dad, this and that. And you there's it. This is what's happening.
There's a reason why we have a sign in our office now, unless it's an emergency.
Put it down, just because.
Yeah.
And they're throwing things, and then you put your phone down. What are you doing? Are you serious? The rest of us have been watching your child do it for 5 minutes. You just chimed in. Like, we want to say, no, I want you. I don't know about anybody else. I would be like, excuse me.
Ma'am. sir.
Because what I'll do is I'll eyeball you. I promise you. If you ever see my face around your children, know that you missed it. Because I'm looking at them like I wish you would do it again. I'm not going to yell at them. You know, people be like, "Don't say nothing to my child. That's my child." And I'll be like, "Yep." So I say nothing because you won't never ask me why I didn't say anything. Now, if you tell me why I'm looking at him, then you sound infantile because that's what the children. Why are you looking at me? He was looking at me. You ask me why I'm looking. You should already know. If you see this woman, me, anywhere in the world, and I'm looking like, and your child, because normally the children they stop and they look back at me like squirrels or something. They just stop and they look at me like, who is this lady and why is she looking at me like that?
We were watching.
Just know, what is it? I think I'm going to start something. Your child has been Tikisha Michelle. I need you. And listen, and I'm not the only human in the world that does it, but if you see me, if you see my face stuck, and then I look at you with a smile, just understand, I just caught your child doing something. You missed it because you were not what? Paying attention. I watch kids be about to kill each other in a cart. And the parent is just pulling the cart along like nothing else in the world matters.
Sometimes to maintain your sanity for that moment, you do have to ignore what they're doing. But at what cost?
But if you don't respond to it, then it will continue.
That's what I'm saying, at what cost? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you say maintain sanity.
But it's really not.
That's a pain.
Yeah.
That has not been addressed.
Within you.
Right. And we need you to get that addressed. Because for the sake of the world.
Yeah.
The world, Tikisha Michelle? The world. Listen, your kids are a part of the society that we live in. They are part of the community that you live in.
Yeah. Future decision makers, future bosses, future employees, future, people of this earth that we may have to rely on. But what if they're not in the mental state that we need them to be to make decisions on our behalf?
And not because there's something wrong with them, but because you were inattentive. Because so now they feel some type of way because my mom or my dad, my grandma, my auntie, whomever it was, who my caregiver was, did not have enough time
for me
or the wherewithal to focus on me, to show up for me. Well, then what? And I'm going to tell you, like, really fast, I used to be jealous because my mom used to show up for my brother's football games because they were on Saturdays, right? But she had to work throughout the week. So my stuff happened during the week. And I'm like, why are we packing up lunches and junk to go watch a football game? Wasn't nobody there. When I got that ball
on Saturday.
Apparently I should have played a sport on Saturday. And I was like, wait. So she was in her tiredness. But I said it, right? I verbalized it. I didn't act a fool. I verbalized it. And what she'd do is on occasion she'd get off work and she'd come show up at a game and she'd be like, I'm here, but I gotta go.
Yeah, that was my mom.
Right? And so for me, that was enough to look up in that stand and see your mommy there.
She'll do her.
Right, and she did the go. And then she'd be like, okay, I gotta go. Because I know she'd worked all day. I knew she was tired. But just those few moments, and she did it. And my mommy, and listen, she was single mommy during those times. So four of us at that time, right?
Talk that talk.
So it's possible. And I know mommies who make it happen no matter what.
Amen.
They make it happen without dogging out whoever the other parent is. I know dads who show up.
Come on.
Even though they get off, they dragging.
Yeah.
Drag yourself there. Just like you dragged yourself over after 11 o'clock in the night or after 10 o'clock in the night. You stayed too long somewhere and now you have this creation. Give them the same energy that you showed up with to create them.
About to give you an offering now. Come on. About to get an offering. Yeah. Come on, Tikisha.
And with that, we have come to the end of our time today. That was just straight. That was a deposit. Thank you. I'm glad it's recorded because I need to write that one down. Anyway,
That was good.
Yeah.
That
thank
was a
you.
good one.
Listen, y'all, we have enjoyed this time with you. We are Tikisha Michelle, Leo, Dr. Ada. We are here, parent empowerment for everyday living. We are going to be here with you every other Thursday live, and you can catch the replay on Thursday on the alternate weeks on our YouTube page.
There you go.
We're going to level up. There's going to be better. There's going to be more. But for now, we hope that you'll take these tools and use them to ensure the success of your children. We've enjoyed our time. Make sure that you are paying attention to your children. Check out the things that you're allowing and figure out why it is that you continue to allow them.
Yeah.
Let's start making some changes for the sake of your children, for the sake of the community that you live in,
Yeah.
and for the society that they're going to grow up and one day be in charge of.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. We'll look forward to talking to you real soon. Put comments, share, like.
See you guys.
We need y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.